Oh, I'm glad to be on. How you doing?
His voice all deep and raspy.
Right. Wait till you start talking. That southern charm gonna come out.
I'm gonna start talking Southern too.
You from Cleveland.
But I'm gonna talk Southern.
It ain't gonna work.
I'm doing it now.
No. That's very Midwest. And when you talk fast, you sound like Twister, which is even more Midwest.
I know. Anyway, I'm sorry. It's about you. It ain't about me.
No, but most definitely. So we got Gerald in here. We're gonna let him tell you a little bit about himself. You know, some of his background. And we're gonna get into the nitty gritty.
Okay. Well, definitely, once again, I want to thank y'all for having me on. Just a little bit about my backstory. Like Antoine said, I actually was born and raised in Decatur, Georgia. I was raised in a single family home. My mom raised me working 2 jobs for over 20 years, and so that pretty much led me to getting on the grind at a very young age. I tell people all the time I got my first job actually working at Kroger at 15 years old. I was a courtesy clerk, cashier, stock boy.
It's Kroger's. You forgot the S.
Kroger's.
Yeah.
You know Atlanta folks don't say that. They don't say the last letter or nothing.
And so I grinded that pretty hard throughout high school, and then I was fortunate enough to actually go on to college, like Antoine said. I actually attended Florida A&M University. I studied music, and then I also attended Georgia State University, where I took up business administration with a concentration in marketing. And while I was at Georgia State, I started my own party and concert promotional business. Around the age of 20 years old, I was actually promoting parties and concerts and managing artists here in Atlanta, and I became very successful in the entertainment business. So successful when I graduated in 2010, I was fortunate enough to become a full-time entrepreneur. I was doing business with a lot of different celebrities, from hip-hop, R&B to athletes. But around 2011, due to the economy, I actually took a huge decline in my income. And so one of my buddies actually introduced me at that time to the home-based business industry. They call it network marketing. It actually was a telecom and energy company. And I tell people all the time, I got involved, and within the first few months, I barely had any success. I actually got to a national conference with that particular company, January 2012 in New Orleans, Louisiana. When I got there, I was able to see other people like myself having success, making money, driving the cars. I was able to hear the success stories, the testimonials, and I said, if they can do it and run their businesses, I can do it too. And so I left out of that conference with my hair on fire. 8 months later, I hit 5 promotions in that particular company.
I hear consistency.
Right.
And not stopping because you hit some roadblocks.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. There it is. Yep. Consistency is definitely key. And so, like I said, I hit 5 promotions in that particular company. And I built in that project for around about 3 years. And then I transitioned into a travel company, which was another home-based business, January of 2015. And when I got into that particular company, within the first 70 days, I actually was ranked amongst the top 5% of income earners in the entire company. I built a large sales organization. And we did pretty well in that company for a couple of years. But while I was in that company, I had a lot of people actually reaching out to me, asking me how I was having the success I was having with marketing and building businesses and stuff like that. And so I decided to start to consult other people, no matter what type of business they had, in really growing their business from a marketing standpoint to a branding standpoint to an advertising standpoint. Not only that, around that same time, I've always been very curious about what makes people successful, what these people that create all this wealth, what do they do to get there? I've always been very curious about that. And so what I did was I started a call, literally around about a year ago, a conference call that was open to the public, absolutely free, where I invited other entrepreneurs on, I invited business owners on, sort of like what you all are doing me right here, but it was just on a conference call.
Right.
And I interviewed them, asking them what they did from when they first got started to where they are now. Right? And I titled the call, The Rise of the 1%. That was the name of the call. And we did that call literally for around about a year or so. A lot of people was getting a lot out of it. And so I was like, you know what? Since a lot of people are getting a lot out of this, why don't we going to really take this to a whole nother level?
Right.
Why don't I serve people on a bigger level? And so what I did was I started my own online community, which is called The Rise of the 1%, where we basically assist those who are looking to get into entrepreneurship. We'll assist them with starting their own businesses, developing those businesses. We'll assist them with their marketing, their branding, and their advertisement, and really just becoming financially free, even to those that already have businesses but maybe struggling. And we help and assist them in regards to filling those gaps and coming in and really making more money in their business. So that's pretty much what I'm doing today. That's pretty much it.
I like the title. I like the name that you have, The Rise of the 1%.
Yeah.
Like that, I mean.
Yeah, it's actually really close. When I saw that, I was like, okay.
But it's like, especially with branding, I mean, there's so much you can do with that. Like, the name, it just speaks volumes because it is 1% of the population that's really controlling this nation, the influx of money, where jobs are, what corporations are expanding, what jobs are getting sent overseas, outsourcing. I mean, that 1% out of 300 and some odd 20 million people in this country, 1% of them are making choices for the rest of us. And furthermore, they don't look like us. And if y'all ain't watching this on the app, we're black.
I'm not black.
You black.
You the blackest one over here.
Let them know.
Right.
Let them know.
And my black hoodie.
And your black hoodie.
Thank you for pointing that out.
So, I'm about to ask questions because I want to know. Now, forget the listeners right now. I love y'all, but I have some questions I want to answer.
That's right.
Give us more detail. Like, I want to know some specifics. Like, I know because you're talking about these companies, but like, what are these companies? Like, what? Even from the beginning, like, what were you doing? Like, what did it consist of to get to where you are? As far as like, what was your work day like? What were you doing to? You say, there was about an 8-month period to where you really weren't getting the results that you wanted.
Right.
So, what did that consist of? What did that turnaround consist of? Like,
kind of your ambition. What kind of got you to that next level?
I can tell you this. I started getting up earlier. Because see, what happens is a lot of people, when they get into business, they come out of the job world, they still have job mentality, employee mentality. Like, if you're going to start a business, you have to develop what they call an entrepreneurship mindset. Matter of fact, you have to work harder than you do on an actual job when you're a business person. So I started getting up earlier because several of my mentors, I have mentors who made millions of dollars in business. They told me that most millionaires get up at the hour of 5 a.m. So I started getting up at 5 a.m. Today, I still get up at 5 a.m. She's looking at me like, this dude crazy.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to let you finish, though.
She's like, this dude crazy.
I'm going to let you finish.
But yeah. So I started getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning. And I'm a guy of faith, so I always start my day off with prayer. I start my day off reading some type of positive, motivational book that can strengthen my mindset every single morning. We call it personal development. I do what they call affirmations, my meditation. I review my goals every single morning. And I also work out. Then after that, I get into my work day. And during that specific time, I was making prospecting calls all throughout the day.
Right.
Talking about hundreds of calls, connecting with people because I was in sales. So I was on the phone throughout the day, connecting with people. Or I was in appointments, sitting down, doing presentations for people all day, sometimes late at night, doing presentations. And so that's pretty much what, my grind consisted of during that particular time. It was just all go, 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 go.
Right.
Not much sleep, not a whole lot of time for family and friends and hanging out and all that type of stuff. You have to make the temporary sacrifices for the long-term gain.
I totally agree with that.
Right.
So, making sacrifices, and positivity, positive thinking. You can't not beating yourself up, and not beating yourself up even if you make a mistake or things aren't going the way that you had hoped for or envisioned.
Right.
Because all that is a part of the process.
Exactly.
And all that makes you stronger. You learn from your mistakes and then you do better.
Right.
So I think that's I really think, we say this often. I think that's the foundation for anybody who wants to be successful in whatever it is that they're doing or whatever their passion is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And also, I would say it's a lot of consistency and persistency and understanding it's going to be a lot of rejection along the way as well, because through those 8 months, we talk about those 8 months, me having that transition, I took a lot of rejection, a lot of people telling me no, a lot of people slamming doors in my face, a lot of people not believing in me. In the beginning stages, I mean, my parents at times used to tell me, hey, you need to go get a real job.
Right.
Now they believe in me on a whole nother level, but back then, they're like, you need to go get a real job.
But that's where that positive affirmation for yourself comes into play, because everybody's not always going to have your back.
Right.
So, okay, we hear about these companies or businesses that are always like, hey, you know, come sell this with me, or come network with me, or that, whatever it is, and this is how you're going to make money. Get this amount of people to do this, or do this, or do that,
Right.
Most people don't take heed to it or don't get involved because they feel like it's a scam.
That's true.
What made this, like, what made you choose to go ahead and go through this? And did you feel like it was a scam? Like, what made this different from anything else that's similar to this, or that is, you know, put out there like this?
Gotcha. Yeah, I actually had to be exposed to this particular industry, the home-based business industry, like I said, they call it network marketing, twice. The second time, it was a social proof. I actually went to a lady's house who was in that company. I saw how she was living. I saw her lifestyle, and not only that, I seen other people around her who was on her team. They also shared with me how their lifestyle was. And so by me seeing that, I said, if they can do it, I can do it. It must be real. This many people can't be scamming people.
I was just about to say, because see, I've been like, oh, so all y'all scamming folks? Like, I swear to God, that's what I would have been like, oh, okay. Enter me. All of them scamming folks.
Yeah.
That's what I would have been thinking. Because some of them, was it like this for you? Some of them say, you know, $100 to start.
Right.
Or what, you know, whatever amount. Was it that way for you as well?
Yeah, you have to invest some money into it. But a lot of people have a negative connotation to what they call, like I said, the network market industry, because it used to be a scam out there called cash gifting, or a pyramid scheme, or a Ponzi scheme, where you basically put money up, but it's not a product or service in exchange. But in the network marketing industry, it's actually a product and service exchange that makes it a viable business.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's clarification for those of you out there who are listening.
Right.
And if someone were to approach you with a similar opportunity or business, now you have a little bit of background information, so that'll help you differentiate between if this is a scam or if this is legit.
Right, exactly.
Because I never knew.
With $100 and I'll turn it into 8.
That's a scam.
Ain't that what they say online?
Yeah, that's a whole nother kind of scenario.
Yeah, I'll meet you at Quick Trip. What's your name? Joanne.
Right.
No.
I see what you did
there. See what I did there? I ain't fucking with no Joanne.
Right.
No, I'm good.
I think that's really real when you talk about just the power of networking and things like that. And you know, I've watched a lot of this. You know, we were just talking about this the other day, how sometimes people don't really comment or may like things you do. They're always watching. And I watch you bring a lot of people from, even back in our days at FAMU in, and they started working and started to, you know, progress and things like that in their businesses and things like that. And then you get to the point where you say, all right, now I'm offering financial advice.
Right.
Now I'm building wealth amongst people. So kind of describe that transition and, you know, some of the wealth building tips that, you know, now you ain't got to give it all away, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, just some of the things that, you know, really help kind of build you, you know, we know the consistency and things like that, but just how you started to build that wealth and kind of, you know,
some more in depth
financial security.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I tell you this, it was one of my mentors shared these tips with me and advice with me literally 5 years ago about wealth, and I apply them today. She told me the first wealth principle, if you want to create wealth, she said that wealthy people don't work for other people, name one that does. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a job, but she said they don't just have a job. She said they don't work for other people. She said, do you think you'll ever sit in a cubicle next to an Oprah Winfrey? Or a Winfrey? Period. Or a Rockefeller or a Combs. Any of these people. No, you won't. She said the second wealth principle is they duplicate a network or system and they leverage the time, talents, and efforts of other people. So wealthy people, they leverage other people's time, talents, and efforts. Usually, if you have a boss, your boss is not at the job. That boss is probably on the golf course, teeing golf, while most people at work Monday morning teed off, right? So they don't have to be there to get paid because they create leverage. They put other people in place. The third wealth principle, she said, is they make money while they're sleeping. They don't chase checks. Checks chase them. They don't chase a pension. They chase their passion, right? They create residual streams of income.
Some of this shit need to go on a t-shirt.
Residual streams of income. If you listen to this tonight,
I told y'all this was gonna be a good one.
Residual streams of income. You do the work one time and you continuously get paid over and over and over again. Think about you all cell phone bill. Right? How many times did you sign up for that cell phone service? Whatever cell phone service provider you
10 years ago.
But you still paying the bill every
Still
month.
paying the bill.
That's residual. That's recurring.
Damn you, T-Mobile.
Right.
See, they understand.
Thank you for making me feel bad about my phone bill now.
No,
I ain't even paying this month. They not getting my money.
Bro, like I'm over here like
And I dare him to cut my phone off.
Every month.
While he at the golf course teeing off while I'm teed off paying his bill.
Hey, Morse code. Can we do Morse code?
Yeah.
No, we can't do that.
No, I don't know. We got pigeons.
Pigeons.
Oh, man.
Pigeons. I like that. I like that. Fuck you, T-Mobile.
Okay, right. All right.
You.
So we have number 3 now.
Yeah, number 3 is residual income. You know, most people, they trade hours for dollars. They trade time for money.
Can't get that back.
Yeah,
You
wealthy
can make
people.
more money.
Exactly. Right? Wealthy people don't do that. The fourth one, she say they pay themselves first and they never violate that rule. Right? Most people pay an uncle named Sam first. 30% of every check. 30 cents of every dollar goes to Uncle Sam before we see a dime. But see, usually when you start a business, you own what they call 1099 income. So you pay yourself first. Does that make sense? The fifth one, they don't ask how much things cost me. They ask how much it's going to make me. A lot of times, people, they look at a lot of different things as expenses, but wealthy people understand investing.
Right.
Investing. And it's the difference between spending and investing. It's a total difference. An investment is going to bring you a return.
Get a return.
Exactly. So that's what they understand. Another thing that I've realized by being around a lot of my successful colleagues over the years is that they spend less than they earn. They live below their means.
More frugal. Well, that's just like what's homeboy who died with the black shirt? Apple. Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Always had was all black with a black shirt with the jeans.
Right. Exactly.
Who else?
Warren Buffett, you know, he still lives in the same house that he
Same
bought in
house.
1978.
Same house.
And it was like only a $500,000 house.
Right.
One of the richest men in the world.
What's that dude? Oh, the designer Karl Lagerfeld always got the black blazer with the white shirt and the same black glasses.
Right.
This dude is the head of a fashion house. You know what I mean? Like.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, when you look at our generation of millennials, you know, we all fall in there. And you see kind of the entrepreneurial mindset and things like that. We've talked about the 5 tips to building wealth, but what is a certain way that millennials can really, you know, start to prosper off of you know what I'm saying, these tips? Because you know how our minds are. So a lot of us are really strong-headed.
Right. I agree. I mean, for one, you got to humble yourself. That's the first thing. And one thing that I've learned is that you have to have a reality check. And what I mean by that is, if what you're doing right now to get you everything you wanted out of life when you already had it. And so if you don't have it, you got to change some things. You got to change your mindset. So first of all, it starts from changing your entire mindset. You got to change you first. That's the first thing. But I would definitely tell all millennials is find something that you're passionate about. Find something that you're skilled and create a business around it. That's what I would say. I want to see more people doing that, right? Besides just going out and handing in resumes and filling out job applications. Find something you're completely passionate about, you're enthusiastic about, something that excites you, something you would do whether you were getting paid or not. And you can start a business around it.
Holla. Because we broke.
Right.
That's what I would say it starts from. That's what I would say it starts from. But definitely as well, you got to educate yourself. You got to get the knowledge. That's one thing about it.
That means books, people.
You got to read books.
Not Google.
Right. You got to read
Now
books.
Wikipedia, leaks, whatever it's called, one of them.
Exactly.
Wherever you get your false information from.
Wherever you get your false information.
All my conspiracy theorists out there.
Yes, wherever you get your false information from.
Exactly.
Now here's the other thing I really wanted to touch on too. You know, we talk about just kind of how we say we're building and doing all these things, but you put your passion into something that you really want to put it into, and then you work towards your financial security and things like that. So talk to a little bit about just financial security.
Okay. When you say financial security, elaborate a little bit more on what you want me to speak on financial security.
So I know we mentioned living below your means, you know what I'm saying? Right. And, you know, what are some other things, you know, people can kind of take into this new year and say, all right, I'm going to, you know, be able to do this. Like for me, I learned the power of budgeting.
Okay.
So you mean like on a personal level or like
I mean, even on a personal level too, just or both. There are a lot of business owners that are really looking to say, hey, I want to get this business going. I don't know how to just get it the way I need it to be.
Financially.
Oh, okay. Financially, it's a lot of different ways to get a business going. For one, if you have a job, I would recommend starting to put aside a percentage of your checks.
I think I would say that's the easiest, like most. I would say that would be like the first common sense thing to pop in your head.
That's what I did.
You know what I mean?
To start my first business, I was putting aside a percentage of my checks and investing into starting a business. That's what I was doing. So that's the first thing I would recommend doing. And then, I mean, I would recommend as well, you got to have a plan. You know, you got to have a plan in regards to what you're looking to do. Like with me, I've had investors invest into my vision as well, but I had a plan and I really believed in what I was doing. You see what I'm saying? I really believed in this particular idea or concept. I knew where we was going to be going, and I expressed that to other individuals that had the finances, and they believed in me enough to sow the seed. So I believe as well, you got to have some type of plan, and you will be amazed. Some people will sow a seed in you and may not even ask for the money back. I've had that happen since I've been in business. Just because I had a plan, right? I structured out a plan in regards to what we was looking to do, and I really believed in the idea or concept, and I really expressed that to the people that had the finances, and they sold the seed.
And it's like you can't just say, wake up one day and be like, bing, idea, and then, oh, let me go find somebody to sponsor this.
No.
Like you really have to, and it could be an amazing idea.
Right.
But if, like you say, if you haven't planned, if you don't have a map,
right.
Even if it's something tangible, or even,
exactly.
or like how you said, putting your own money aside to save up to start something. You're putting your own money aside. People see that. Oh, they really are serious. Right. Or like you said, you got a plan, or you have shit. Even a damn trifold poster board with
right.
shit.
Exactly.
But the point is,
great.
I'm just, hey, you know, they may be new to this. I don't know. Yeah. But the point is that they can either physically see something, or maybe even just so well spoken enough to where you can speak it and they can see what's in your head. Like exactly. They feel where you're coming from. You know what I mean?
I mean, with me, it was just sharing the vision, because even with the Rise of the 1%, I had a family member that sowed a seed into the Rise of the 1%, actually one of my aunts. And our plan was just in the laptop. It was in the laptop. It was a plan. It was basically, of course, we had the company name, we had the mission, we had the vision statement, we had, you know, who we was going to be targeting with this particular business, who our potential customers and clients was going to be, the type of income we was planning on accumulating over a specific amount of time. And just by having some of that on a sheet of paper, in a laptop, we got a seed sold into it. So, you know, it don't even have to be nothing long and drawn out, because I have people all the time reach out to me. They're like, Gerald, man, I need somebody to create me a business plan. I'm like, a lot of people don't even realize a business plan doesn't have to be sheets and sheets and sheets and sheets of paper. I mean, it could be a one-page plan. It's about what's in the plan.
Right.
That's what matters.
And if you really think about it, I mean, a lot of businesses have the same structure. It's just the idea or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve to where things start to switch up a little bit. But like you said, go on any website. So they have like you said, a mission statement or a vision or a target audience.
Right.
You have to, because you have to know who you're selling to.
Right. Exactly.
You know, those are just basics that every business has.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is how we're going to make the money.
Exactly.
That's really all people want to know.
That's all they want to know.
Forget all the other stuff.
All right.
So how are we going to make this money?
Exactly.
I mean...
Money be the mission.
Right. Money is the mission. I mean, you could probably really just have that and give it to somebody, and it sound good enough, or it sound like you solid enough.
Right. That's it.
Everything else is gonna fall into place.
Exactly.
You know.
So it's a couple of things I really want to talk about too before we get off air. One, you consult a lot now. You have your
Don't
webinars.
be rushing him.
No, I'm not rushing them. I'm just saying, hell, I ain't trying to get fired. But no, so you know, you do your consultations and you have your webinars. Like you said, you went out and actually had these seminars in the evenings for people to listen to.
Right.
You've kind of become a mentor to so many people, but you always mention your mentors. Kind of describe the power of mentorship and how you came across some of your mentors.
That's a good question.
That is a great question. The power of mentorship. Mentorship is very important because here's the deal. If you've never been to Atlanta before, right, it wouldn't make sense for me to ask you how to get to Atlanta.
Right.
But for someone that's been living in Atlanta for years,
They can guide you.
that knows the route, it'll make sense for me to ask them. So a mentor or a coach, right? That's the navigation guide. That's the person that's already got the results that you want to get, and they can get you there a whole lot faster. Some of my mentors came from when I was in the entertainment business. One of my brothers, shout out to Travis Easy Harris. He's a big club promoter here in Atlanta, and he owns the Palace down there on Old National Highway. That was one of my mentors because he had the results at that time that I wanted in the entertainment business. So I shadowed him. Matter of fact, I worked up under his company for some months for free without him paying me anything just because I wanted to learn from him.
Right.
And then eventually he started putting me on parties with him and I started making money with him.
Knowledge is power.
Exactly. And then when I got into the home-based business industry, I developed a lot of mentors being in that industry because there was a lot of people making millions of dollars within that particular industry. And like I said, as long as they had the results that I wanted. A lot of my mentors as well, I've never even met.
Wow.
They've been in books. They've been on audios. They've been on YouTube.
Look at him being all bush.
So a lot of my mentors I never even met before. They never even met me, but they've impacted my life. So that's real huge. That plays a huge part in your success. And it helps as well in regards to keep you encouraged, keeping you motivated by being around those type of people. They say you're the sum total, of course, of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So when you're around those type of people, you see them elevating, that encourages you, that inspires you to elevate. Right? That's one thing I would say. And by me having coaches as well, since I've been in business, it helps with accountability as well. Me really getting the task done. Things that I say I'm going to do, they hold you accountable. It's almost like having an accountability partner. They hold you accountable to the things that you say you're going to do.
That's real.
So that's how I look at it. I mean, one thing that I learned over the years is you don't want to ask someone their opinion unless you want to trade places with that person in life. So if you don't want to trade places with that person in life, I wouldn't be asking for their opinion.
Right.
So I only ask those opinions of those people who I would trade shoes with.
Wisdom.
Exactly.
When you go through things and you learn from them and you do better, I mean, that's just wisdom.
Right.
I mean, that's just like art. You know, that they say respect your elders. They've been through it. They've lived through life.
Exactly.
Some of them don't need no respect. Some of them still live in their mama house.
In some cases,
Their mama might be gone.
Use some discernment.
No, I'm
okay.
all right, I'm sorry.
Use some discernment, please.
We got 7 generations that grew up in this one house. What you Same
in
old
some
shotgun house in the
cultures,
hood.
in some cultures, that is okay.
Yeah, well, at least add on to it.
Add on to
Oh,
the
yeah.
I would definitely say, though, for the young people, definitely get your mentors. I wish I would have had mentors at a younger age.
I want a
Definitely
mentor.
get your mentor.
I know. I
Who
need
gonna be
one
my
of them.
mentor?
Stan and Alex.
Stan and Alex are sick of us. I can tell you that right now.
I know we're gonna be fired for the year over with.
Stanley? Stanley.
Stanley be acting like a look. No, I'm just playing. Let me stop for real. So the one thing I really want to touch on too, the rise of the 1%. So we've talked about it. You know, it's something that you got going right now. You got your crew in here with us, your director of operations,
social media
manager, everything. You know what I'm saying? This is something you got going. You came in. Y'all matching with the black and red. You want to talk about branding and marketing for your ass? They came in here like this is the rise of 1% tonight.
You already know.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Exactly what the rise of 1% is. I mean, you know, maybe somebody wants to get involved, you know, but just kind of, you know, the scene and what your vision is with that.
I mean, it's really for dream chasers. I mean, people, like I say, they have some type of dream or they have some type of passion, and they don't necessarily know how to monetize that passion or create a business around that passion. We assist with that. Or if you already have a business, but you're not where you want to be in, right? You're not getting the customer base. You're not getting the clientele. You're not making the money, right? The moolah, right? Or even if it's a lot of people as well too that have businesses today, they struggle online building a business. They struggle getting traffic. They struggle getting a consistent flow of leads of people that are exposed to their products and services. We assist on that end as well. So if you need assistance with getting the business up and going, we can help you. If you already have a business, but you're looking to expand your marketing, your branding, you want to learn how to really utilize advertisement to bring more money into your business, that's what the Rise of the 1% is all about.
Perfect.
We develop entrepreneurs and business owners. That's what we do.
Well, I'm leaving inspired today.
No.
Trovo, we gotta get our shit together.
I know, right? But definitely for those, so now that we know what it is, for those of y'all that are independent business owners, we have a lot of Wealth Wednesday guests and things like that. If y'all need some help, or you're looking into getting a little bit more out of your business, even if it's just marketing or developing a business plan or something like that, we got them live in the studio. I want y'all to check out Rise of the 1%. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they have the years of experience behind it, the motivation and the consistency behind it. They have the marketing, the business. They have the education behind it. They have the mentors behind it. They have the consultation services to get you where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? Where can they follow you at on social media?
They can follow myself, Gerald Bass, on Facebook, at GBass Wealth Tips on Twitter, at GBass Wealth Tips on Instagram, Gerald Bass on YouTube, Gerald Bass on LinkedIn, at GBass Wealth Tips, Snapchat as well. And then we have our Rise of the 1% business page as well. You can follow us on. Same thing on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube, Rise of the 1%. And our website is www.theriseofthe1%.com. Again, www.theriseofthe1%.com. And my personal site is www.geraldbass.com.
All right, now if you start seeing some of these slogans you gave us today on T-shirts, just know you're gonna get a percentage. No, you dropped some gems today, though. Definitely, we appreciate you for coming out, y'all. This is what Wealth Wednesday is about. Just really inspiring y'all to do better into not even the new year, just in life in general. You know what I'm saying? That's why we do this. So we definitely appreciate you, Rise of the 1%, everybody for coming out and just speaking with a lot of people and giving them some good advice going into the new year about just how to build their wealth and be able to live the lifestyle that they want to live. It ain't going to be easy. Y'all going to have to work.
Absolutely.
But if y'all need some help with some work, y'all know Rise of the 1% got you.
There it is.
All right, y'all. This has been the Wealth Wednesday edition of Hell You Talking About. We will be back tomorrow for Trap Thursday. Y'all, Trap Thursday is going to be the truth. You know, M3 is going to do his thing as a live DJ. He always comes in here and does it. Shout out to him for that memoriam DJ mix he had. Like, Jesus Christ.
See, it's not easy to say.
I said it. I didn't say
I said
you was over there sounding like Orlando Brown. Right. But definitely. And y'all check it out. Tomorrow is Saraya's birthday.
Yeah.
It's Capricorn season. It's her
Capricorn
birthday.
season.
So we got a lot of friends and guests coming in.
And
Well, no, hold on. I'm gonna let you finish, but
and it's not just any birthday. This is a big birthday.
oh yeah,
This
it's
is
a dirty birthday.
Dirty 30.
Right.
Dirty. I'm like really, really like legit excited about turning 30. Like I'm happy. Like most people dread turning 30.
I look forward to 30.
I'm so excited. Like
Gerald about 45.
I'm slick gonna be 30. I'm gonna be 30 in like 3 hours and some change because I was born at 3-something in the morning.
Oh, see?
Countdown.
So there you got it, y'all. Definitely tune in tomorrow for her birthday celebration, Trap Thursday live DJ. We're gonna have a lot of friends and people in here. We're just gonna have a good time as always.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Rise of the 1%. Follow them on anything and everything. He gave it to you already. Rise of the 1%, Instagram. They got websites, LinkedIn's. You name it. They got it, right? Y'all, we will see y'all tomorrow for Trap Thursday. We up out of here. Peace. Gerald, we appreciate you, man.
Oh, yeah. Thank y'all for having me. Have a great one.